'Tis the season to be jolly, but sometimes it's not so easy. The holidays can be a time to make memories and spend time with family, but they can also be a time of stress with unresolved issues. So we're going to help you out. We've got tips by Dr. Karyn Gordon to get us through it. Yeah. One of my favorite topics every year, because the reality is, if you look at the media and all the representations of the holidays and family time, it's all fun and happy and amazing. And sometimes the reality is it's dysfunctional, and there's hurt and there's pain and there's things that you need to work through. And you know you're heading into that, it can be stressful. So you help us out with this every year.
So this is it's interesting that this time of year, people can get really excited about it, and it can be very, very draining, very stressful. And actually, the stat is actually interesting. Women's Health Research Institute said 90% of us feel some kind of stress over the holidays. It could be family issues around expectations, cooking, shopping, finances, money, traveling, all the traveling, or all the above. You're thinking, yep, okay, check me off for every single one of those. So that's 90% of us.
Yeah, that's
a huge amount. So this is something that we really are sharing actually together. So this is a big issue.
So you've got really good practical tips for how we can start to back away from that stress. What is your first tip?
Okay, my first tip is, I call it takeaway. I love teaching this tip to my clients, also my family, and the whole idea about is that people are very predictable. If you kind of think about your last time you're actually with your family, you can almost predict what's going to happen. Right? Like people are saying certain comments, or you're doing all the food prep, or you can kind of, people are very predictable. So my tip is to just take 10 minutes and think to yourself, okay, what's the thing that did not work, and then do something different. Be more solution-oriented actually about it versus, okay, that really was terrible. It was like, we can all kind of whine sometime. Do you know that? We can whine?
Oh,
yes. We don't want to whine. Whine doesn't actually help us, so do the takeaway. Ask yourself, what's one simple thing that you could actually do that's different from last time? So here are a few examples. Let's say you said, okay, the 8 hours was too long. It was too long spending with my family. What's your takeaway? What's the one thing you could actually do different? You could say, you know what, 5 hours. I'm going to do 5 hours this time. Okay? Or last time you think, you know what, last time I did all the cooking. Okay, what's your takeaway? What's one thing you could do differently to move forward? Say, you know what, I'm going to email these 3 family members to actually help out.
Okay.
So get solution-oriented about it. And honestly, this is a great tip to teach your kids. I do this with my kids all the time. If there's a problem, I'm like, okay, I get it. So what's the takeaway?
How do we fix it?
What are you going to do differently the next time so you don't have the same issue repeating itself?
Can I throw a tough one out there?
Sure.
What if you're so used to somebody making a negative comment? Like every time you walk through the door, your mother-in-law's like, oh, you gained weight. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. That's a perfect example. Okay,
so you know what's going to happen.
Yes, okay. So what could be your takeaway?
You have to walk through the door. What do you do to fix that?
Okay,
how do you change that next time around?
Okay, so that's a perfect example of using the takeaway. So what's one line you could actually say really quick, really short?
Okay.
In that moment, it would be what? What would you say?
Go away.
You could say go away.
Far away.
You would say go away and give me a hug. Yeah,
right? Like just switch it so then it's up to you to come up with some kind of retort that's going to make you feel a little bit more empowered and in charge of the situation.
Or you could say, you know what? I did, and I am loving my food.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
you could say that too.
That's
for sure.
So just come up with something like a comeback.
Come on. So you want to be planned. So be prepared because people are predictable. We know who's going to say what comment.
We know,
right? So just get smart about it, and then that way you actually feel a little bit more equipped.
You say also set firm start and finish dates. So that was sort of about the hours?
So about the hours. And so here's my philosophy around it. What I recommend for families is you want to be saying at the end of the time, that was awesome. I wish we had more time.
Yeah.
Versus, woo, that was too long. So you don't want to be saying that. So you want to think about so make it shorter. My recommendation is make it shorter and more positive.
Got it.
And set very firm, okay, we're going to start at this time and we're going to end at this time. And talk with your partner. Make sure you get aligned.
Yes. Okay. Love that. Train yourself to think positive. This is really important for all aspects of life.
Absolutely. Okay, so go ahead. I want everybody right now here in the studio, here at home. In 2 seconds, I'm going to get you to close your eyes. Ready?
Okay.
1, 2, close your eyes. I want you to think of somebody who you find really tricky. They're annoying. They're irritable, and they are one of your family members, okay? Okay, so what I want you now to do is think of 2 very positive qualities about that person. Somebody's not closing your eyes. I see you in the front row. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. All right, and 1, 2, 3, open up your eyes. Okay, so everybody, you know what's fun in watching your body language? Everyone, as soon as I said it's a family member, everyone starts laughing like, I know who that person is. Okay, so I'm not going to ask you who it is.
Yeah.
So what are the 2 qualities, Tracy?
Enthusiastic and supportive.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do.
Annoying.
Yeah, no, we're not going to say that.
But I'm not doing that.
Yeah. So what you want to do is realize even really tricky, annoying people have positive qualities.
It's true.
So when you're about to go with to see them, so think about at least 2 to 3 positive qualities and say it out loud.
Okay.
And even tell it to your children.
Got it.
So you know what, Aunt Susie, you know what? She is so enthusiastic
and supportive.
And supportive,
Isn't she?
And she doesn't shy back from sharing her opinions, right? So you want to kind of like, and so because what's going to be, it's going to help you reframe it and put you in a better emotional state.
Yeah, so you can start looking for the good versus expecting the bad.
Yes.
I think that's a very, very, very good point. Your last tip: plan a fun distraction.
Oh my
this
goodness.
is good.
Yeah. So distract yourself.
Okay.
What you don't want to do with tricky family members is you're staring at each other and you're having your turkey. So have a third option. It's what we call triangles in psychology. So have a third option. So it could be like a board game.
Yes.
It could be getting a great movie, going tobogganing. And honestly, here's one of my favorites. Try to do something you have never done as a family before.
Yeah.
Making cookies or going for a country walk or do something. Don't just stare at each other, because that's going to really increase the intensity. There's something that's really powerful when people laugh together. So the more that you can actually laugh together, and you know what, if nothing else, watch a really great Christmas movie, a holiday movie. That can be really fun too. But you want to have a little bit of fun. It kind of like just takes the tension a little bit out.
Sometimes it's also about, when you say do something different, some families are really touchy-feely sharing families, other families are not. And I remember our family's always been very touchy-feely sharing.
Yeah.
And I remember when we started doing the whole Thanksgiving thing where we talked about what we're thankful for, and the answers have gotten deeper and deeper and more significant as the family has evolved. And if you're not that family, maybe you want to try that. Maybe you want to find out about people in a different light. Maybe you want to ask your aunt and uncle about their marriage. Maybe like what keeps you together. Like, just shift gears and try.
People are like, are you kidding me?
No, don't talk to your aunt and uncle about that. But maybe like just ask this, appeal to them as human beings and get out of the relationship you've had all these years.
That's
try something different. But good tips always, Dr. Karyn. Thank you so much.
Trace.
Right?
Thank
Give
you.
it up for Karyn.